Guys, it's been a busy week in the world of HellDivers 2 where they keep setting the standard in terms of communication, putting fixes out, and just in general making us as a community feel part of the game. We've also had a console warrior getting put in their place, and Arrowhead admitting there's a game master pulling certain strings behind the scenes. So HellDivers, let's jump into the latest news in HellDivers 2. So as I was finishing up my script, getting ready to put this video out, the official HellDivers 2 Twitter account posted this. HellDivers, the Exo-45 Patriot exosuits are in full production in the factories of Tianquan, ready for deployment on the battlefield soon. And we got this poster here. So yeah, as we kind of figured out from the leaks last week, we've got exosuits coming pretty soon. Well, I hope they're pretty soon anyway. Sooner rather than later, shall we say, because they look so good. I can't wait to jump in and play about with them and kill some enemies. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. So the Galactic War is something we're all invested in, with us Helldivers battling out for territory against the automatons and terminids, but earlier this week we found out that Arrowhead actually have a game master called Joel who plans out the war behind the scenes and pulls all the strings. Arrowhead CEO Palstead, as we've come to know him over on Twitter, said in an interview with PC Gamer, "We have an actual person with the job title of Game Master. We have a lot of systems built into the game where the Game Master has a lot of control over the play experience. It's something that we're continuously evolving based on what's happening in the game. And as part of the roadmap, there are things that we want to keep secret because we want to surprise and delight." He goes on to say that Dungeons and Dragons has been a major inspiration and the story will change based on player behaviour, with Arrowhead saying Joel, the Game Master, has had to tweak things already with this quote. "There have been some sudden moments where maybe one planet was too hard and Joel had to get up in the middle of the night to give the automatons a bit of reinforcements so players don't take the planet too quickly." I personally think that's great. Although I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, I'm actually familiar with the concept, and the fact Arrowhead have someone implementing this is another win for the company in my opinion. If we're liberating a planet too easily, good old Joel steps in, drops a few more enemies in to level things out, which in turn keeps us on our toes. So all in all, I think that's a pretty good thing in my opinion. Palstead did post some tweets about the Game Master role and the push and pull with liberating planets, so I'm thinking Joel has maybe upset a few people. The tweets are as follows. "As a follow-up on Game Master abilities, the majority of the role is to choose which major order takes place, what daily is active, and decide where the enemies attack. The war, fort, and liberation of planets, that's all you. We can also reinforce planets if needed and give temporary equipment to the entire community, and other stuff we haven't revealed yet." I mean, how cool is that? At a drop of a hat, you can just give us some gear. I fucking love it. And on a tweet underneath that, I've seen many HellDivers 2 posts about a planet's liberation amount. At peak CCU, the community is able to liberate high amounts, but as soon as a peak passes, the enemies manage to take a planet back. Each planet is sized constantly, think HP regen. This means that at low CCU, planets lose liberation percentage. It's a push and pull. So yeah, as we can see, we've got some clarity on the situation. I'm guessing people were asking questions, which is absolutely fine. And in good old Arrowhead fashion, they reply very quickly to keep us updated with what's going on. Palstead also admitted that they're looking to maybe reconsider some planets to become more of a character going forward, as the community has become attached to some planets that we've lost. Palstead finishes off the interview talking about relationship between player and the developer, and it's easy to see why this game and Arrowhead have been received so well. He said, "But that continuous improvement, that continuous development, it's just being able to surprise people and get that immediate feedback from them. Appreciating the content we're putting up has been such a staple to me in how I view games as something that should be developed together with the community." Honestly, it's a really good interview by PC Gamer, and I'll link it down in the description below. And it's very, very clear to see that HellDivers 2 has a great future ahead. And that is all because of how Arrowhead are handling this situation. They didn't expect the game to take off like this. It has, and they've handled it immaculately and are setting a really good standard. Games Radar also spotted this from the community manager Catherine Baskin, or Baskinator as she's known in the Discord, and this was in reference to the Game Master. It's really intended to keep the game exciting and keep the never-ending war engaging for players. HellDivers 2 is going to run for a long time. We'd love to see it go on for many years, and that means we need something more than just a calendar with automated events tied to major holidays. That's what I see in other live service games. So once again, they're saying all the right things, but can they actually implement this further down the line? I think they can. There is nothing but good vibes coming from this company and this game right now. But moving on, in a very undemocratic situation, we had some dodgy people trying to con gamers over on Steam by putting a fake HellDivers 2 game up for sale. Over on the Discord, Twinbeard posted this. There are unfortunately 2, in brackets 3 now, fake games being marketed as HellDivers 2 on Steam at the moment. These are fake. They are not made by Arrowhead, but they claim to be. We do not know what they contain, but they are not affiliated with us in any way. Our legal department is on it, and we hope Valve will remove the products as soon as possible. Thankfully, Valve did take swift action, and these fake copies were taken down pretty quickly and restored some managed democracy back to Super Earth. We don't actually know, well, I don't know if anyone actually paid for these. I hope they didn't. I hope they kind of done their little bit of research before handing their money over. But anyway, it's good that they got it sorted out so quickly. We also got some information about how weapon stats work. Polstead, over on Twitter, he said this. In regards to HellDivers 2 weapon stats, so many of you use the 4 stats we show as comparison, while each gun has maybe 50 stats in total. The numbers are a guideline, but does not paint a complete picture. Use the one you like the most. And underneath that, he says, this was an earlier version of it. It had a second page that showed an actual ammo stat, as the ammunition is what defines most of the weapon stats. So, as we can see, there are hidden stats, but it's nice to see that we can use what weapons we like, the feel of, and that the meta doesn't affect it too much. Although I would like to add, I do think they do need to implement changes to a meta. You have to, in a game like this, just to freshen things up. You almost kind of have to force players, myself included, to kind of use different things, because if they keep it like this for, say, 6 months, it might start feeling a little bit stale. So yeah, but it's good to see that kind of use what you want, use what you like, but I do think they might have to kind of force our hand a little bit in the future. We had a new major order, which the community absolutely smashed in just over 24 hours by liberating Vild. Then good old Joel stepped in again. We now need to liberate Heath and Angel's Venture by Thursday. But good old Joel gave us a bonus in the form of the Eagle Napalm Strike stratagem. This is where the Game Master role comes in handy, in my opinion, but not only do we have to liberate them, we actually also have to hold on to them, so we'll need to be on top of this and make sure the order is completed this Thursday, so no slacking there, guys. We then had the welcome return of personal orders. I like the personal ones, as it's the daily goal for us players to complete, and like most live service games, we all need that carrot to chase. The first one was pilot weapons training, kill 100 enemies using the Eagle strafing gun. And this is why they're good, because they get us using different stratagems, which in turn will make us grind to unlock others. So a nice little welcome back, as they did disappear for most players. And then good old console wars. Hey, we just can't escape this shit, can we? A console warrior trying to give it over on Twitter, only for Arrowhead CEO Polstead to step in and pour water on this pathetic fire. As we can see, someone by the name of Unleashed over on Twitter said, sorry Xbox, but everyone knows it's the truth, with an image saying HellDivers 2 is basically better than Halo. Then Polstead come in and said, why compare? Just let gamers love and enjoy both, either or neither. We need more compassion and union in the world and less rivalry. And underneath that he replies saying, you are awesome piles, but Halo still got decimated by HellDivers. Then someone said a bit of friendly rivalry can be a great thing, but it should stay friendly. And underneath that, Polstead said, indeed, also in business, neither monopoly or cutthroat competition makes the world a better place. Look, me personally, I will never understand grown-ass adults bitching over consoles and shilling for 2 huge corporations. The more people that can access these quality games is only a good thing for the rest of us. At least Arrowhead are doing their bit against the stupidity of console wars. But only yesterday, I saw this on Twitter. Someone said, what are the chances for a port to Xbox? Is it impossible? Underneath that we got quite LOL. It was made by a Sony-owned studio. And underneath that, our very own Arrowhead CEO said, we are not owned, we are independently owned. So, can we expect HellDivers 2 on the Xbox in the future? Arrowhead are independently owned, so surely they can negotiate. Guys, let me know what you think down below. So this bit just chats about leaks, so switch off now if you don't want to hear anything. But we did have a few leaks this past week. We had the mech suits, which we now know are coming, and then we also saw a Halo-inspired vehicle that a HellDiver was having way too much fun killing bugs in, and we had some armoured personal carrier vehicle as well, which was also shown. And then we had a glimpse of some new weapons. We had the R36 Eruptor bolt action rifle, which looks really nice, along with the Arc 12 Blitzer shotgun, which I can't wait to use, as shotguns feel super good in this game. But guys, that is the end of the video. Hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed it. It helps the video out massively. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well for more HellDivers 2 content. But as always, take care, and I'll see you on the next video, guys.